Now we will hear from Thomas, our very own CTO, and he will give you some updates on our content studio.
Hello. So I'm just going to take you through what's happened recently and what's coming over the next couple of months, and also a sneak peek into next year. So first off, just quick look at the releases basically since our last meetup in June. We released XP 7.4, which is more of a technical release and stability. We released Content Studio 3, which includes a bunch of usability improvements, and in particular, it also contains this project feature, which basically means you can now create the different silos of content and have different editors, and they will not necessarily see the different projects. So it's super useful if you have many sites and you want to split it up. Also, we released something called React for XP, which basically enables you to use your React design system in traditional XP sites. So if you're using React for applications, this might be something to look into. Also, we released the first version of our enterprise search platform, which is called Enonic Explorer, and this enables you to index various sources and manage the search from a back office, where you as a search admin can control how the search is executed, manage which sources are included, boosting various fields, etc. So up and coming for 2020, this is what we hope to release. For Content Studio, there's lots of improvements. So I'm just going to list a few of them here. One of them is like improving what's called items set and option sets, so that they're less intrusive to work with. Then we're going to improve content name validation, so you can see if the name is available. If you're creating content or saving, you don't get the error later. We're also going to make these modal windows bigger when you're working on desktop. More options in the search, more features in the issue system, improved responsiveness for the image selector, and then filters for creating content. So basically, you can define something to say that within employees, you can only create persons, maybe. So, and then some improvements for the permissions UI. Perhaps one of the most sort of eagerly anticipated improvements is something we're going to do with the publishing wizard. Because if you have a lot of content, it might be stressful to remove items, or if you have work in progress, like you see here, then it's been hard to basically get stuff published. You have to exit it, approve items, go back in. So as you can see here, we're changing the error message, or the notification about work in progress or invalid items, and we allow you to just click the link to exclude those items. We also enable you to mark all items as ready directly from this wizard, if that's what you desire. Also, when you show all the dependencies, it's been quite cumbersome to remove items. You have to click one by one, and the list will reload. Now we basically enable you to bulk select items and then apply, and then the system will try to remove all those dependencies. If for some reason you're trying to remove a dependency, maybe you're trying to remove a parent item that has to be there, then you'll just get some nice feedback about this. So that's a very brief look at the publishing wizard. Another massive feature is content layering, commonly used for localizing or translating content. So this is actually now in beta, and it's being used by one of our customers. And here we're just showing a small section of the various layers they're using. So in this case, the customer will have something like 25 different layers, which includes that content is produced globally, and distributed to 10 or 12 markets, and each market will have content in both English and local language. So it's quite interesting. And this basically builds on the project feature that was introduced before summer. So it basically allows you to add the child project, so to say, or layers. And when you have a layer, let's have a look at one. Here's the Chinese layer. To the left, you can see the gray structure. This is stuff that was inherited from the parent layer. And the editor can now select any item and translate it if it wants to, or can just publish whatever was inherited. And to the right, you can see a new widget called the Layers widget, where you can get more details about sort of the inheritance and where does this come from, and cleaning up stuff. So, and I'll give you a more note about that layer widget soon. Because we're also introducing something called Content Studio Plus, which is an app that extends Content Studio. And the layer widget you saw and some other features will be part of Content Studio Plus. Content Studio Plus is going to be for subscribers only. But don't worry, it's you can do just about everything without Content Studio Plus, but Content Studio Plus will help you do more advanced tasks and simplify life in some scenarios. So it's for the heavy users, essentially. Also, this has been one of the, let's say, typically in the borderline between the editors and the hosting team or developers. It's all these redirects, basically. I want a bunch of redirects to happen on my site. And today, commonly, people have to do this technically, right? And we've been working on an app where let's say a rewrite admin will be able to go in and directly create these rules and test them and apply them to the sites. So it means you don't have to go through a technical person in order to manage your rewrites. All right. So finally, just a quick look into 2021. Hopefully, we will get rid of COVID, but we also have some interesting stuff coming. Dashboards, archiving of content, scheduled publishing of modifications, and collaborative editing are sort of among the big things we're working on. There's, of course, a bunch of more things, but this is essentially it.
Thank you, Thomas. Malin was asking, these are all improvements in version 7?
Yeah, that's my expectation.
Yeah. And some of them are to be released now before the end of the year, the layers?
Yeah, I think, yeah. The layers is October, I hope.
Yeah. Good, thank you. And we have a question for Thomas from Tommy. Any screenshots from the redirect app? We've been developing something similar in-house.
Yeah, I don't have them right here now, but I can assure you it's not the sexiest interface we've built because it was made by one of the developers. But first version, at least, it's going to work, and then we'll probably polish the UI later. But it contains a few interesting things like detecting loops in your redirects and stuff like that. And it's all grouped by vhost. So if you have a vhost, you can add redirect per vhost.